It's really the behavior part of who you are and what change you want to make.
And really, I think a lot of people think that it takes a heck of a long time to change behaviors. And yet when we look at habits, so many studies show the round number that we like to use is 66 days.
It is.
In 66 days, you can completely change a habit and make it feel like it's something normal. And the studies on habits are crazy. Charles Duhigg has a book called The Power of Habit.
Yes.
And he looks at a guy that had lost his memory, short-term memory and long-term memory.
Yeah.
And every day was kind of new. He was still able to go on walks and come back, and he knew where he lived. And
Yes.
because it had been so ingrained in his life before he had his incident where he lost his memory that it stuck with him. And habit will stick where memories don't is so incredible. All we got to do is change those habits, and it stops being work. We have to have that intentionality.
Yes.
If we have the intentionality and put in the time to build that new habit, we're going to stay there.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is we can lose that intentionality at any time and go back to our old habits.
Yeah. And there is, one of the things I utilize in coaching is the process of atomic habits, the book Atomic Habits, where it talks about the plane that takes off and it's 3% off. At takeoff will be 200, it goes across the country, it's 250 miles away from its destination. So that little change in the positive aspect, if you make a 3% change right now today, down the road in 66 days or 90 days, you are going to be way in a different direction than the course you are on for the good, because it's a good pivot, right?
Yeah.
And this is a big part of it. The willingness to change, the willingness to want it, and having that why that we've talked about before, and making that why bigger is that carrot that dangles out there for you to make the change enticing. And when you have a person will make change when it's more fun to change than to stay where you are at. And
I can tell you some of the most fun is when you do make a change in your habit.
Yes.
And you start to, you may not see that you may still be paycheck to paycheck, but all of a sudden something's changed in there. We didn't use the credit card this month.
Yeah.
Or, we didn't do fast food, or, all these little things. And wow, I actually did that. And I know that you guys work on baby steps a lot.
Yes.
And that's the joy, is you accomplish that little baby step and then you move on.